I'm John Escudero, אני מהפיליפינים. הגעתי לארץ ישראל בגלל אשתי. יש לי בת אחד. זה הבקסטייג' של Lightning Scientific Arnis Israel. זה המועדון שלנו באמנות לחימת פיליפינית. זה סגנון עם חרבות, מקלות, סכינים. זה יותר תרבותי, זה פחות הגנה עצמית, בגלל שעם הנשק זה כבר לא הגנה עצמית. Traditionally, these arts were hidden underground, mostly because we were a colony of Spain. Public transmission was discouraged. The practice in fighting was really not conducive to a colonial power. Came here like 12 years ago after meeting Neta in one of those seminars in the Philippines, and what can I say? She liked the moves. She liked the moves. So from then on, it's been a challenging process to transplant something which is different culturally into another country. But we've been lucky that it's been well received.
יופי, עכשיו את המקל תרביצי לו כמו שאת עושה.
Bakasda. My school is from the lineage of Lightning Scientific Arnis in the Philippines. This is the style of Grandmaster Benjamin Luna Lema. And it is a espada y daga cerrada system, which means close quarters with stick and dagger. Traditionally, even earlier, it would have been sword and knife. Very similar to what you might see in some European fencing. But with the Philippine influence and Philippine emphasis of using stick and knife instead, because swords are expensive. The struggle for relevance in modern age for weapon martial arts it's real. It's real because not many people see the relevance of why do I need to study a weapon martial art? I'm not going to walk around with a stick. These are the usual questions we get. Oh, it's illegal to carry a knife, blah, 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 blah. And I just tell people, well, that's very limited thinking because violence can happen anywhere. And it does not mean to say that just because you did not carry the stick on you, that nothing around you can be used like a stick, or nothing around you is usable as a knife. We're only limited by our imagination. That's what we're after in a weapon martial art. It's the weaponized mindset that, not only can you turn anything with you as into a weapon, that you also learn to adapt to when there is a weapon in play. We always say that, there are two sides. There's what we call safe side and there's suicide. Safe side meaning if you can operate and keep yourself on the safe side of a weaponized conflict because you understand how the weapon operates, it gives you a better chance than going into risky options, risky techniques that would put you in a suicide situation where you are risking your life because you don't understand how this weapon works. And logically speaking, when people go to war, they don't go to war barehanded. It never started out as a sport, this martial art. This martial art never started out with the idea or interest of self-defense. The idea of this was meant to fight. So you set it up, you play. And then when there we go. Knife. Knife is some of the sexiest stuff in Filipino martial arts. All of this. We see it in a lot of the movies. It's some of the flashiest, most sexy expressions when it comes to hand-to-hand combat. I'm just worried though, because it is not everything that is Filipino martial arts. It is just one side of it. If anything, it's just one weapon. There is something we call the knife culture, right? And some people exaggerate it too much to the point that it becomes this whole thing like a cult. And this is what I try to avoid because, the whole romance of having a knife, carrying a knife, blah, 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 and all of that, it's a slippery slope because you can justify it all you want. But in immature hands and immature minds, this is the easiest way to get in jail. You know, the wrong time to bring it out, the wrong time to use it, the wrong time to think it's legal to use it, then this is when you go to jail. I do not advocate it. It seems counterintuitive that I'm a weapons school and I teach knives and I teach swords and I'm saying, you know, adiflo, adiflo, right? Or lokedai, right? But the thing about it is, why do I teach it? Because without it, the art will be incomplete. Okay, rest. I see a lot of differences between the different students I have globally. Asian students are very respectful and patient. They're willing to take their time in the process. More American and European are more inquisitive about it. They approach it from the point of view of a subject that they want to study, like going to an academy. Israel, how can I use this? Very direct and less about form, more about function. I still find Filipino martial arts very relevant, and actually, especially in times where, how do we say this? Extraordinary times need extraordinary measures. And if you're not ready to escalate beyond the ordinary, more than your opponent, you are at the disadvantage.
Good.
Martial arts was the biggest thing that changed my life. In terms of career, in terms of, you know, and all of that, this was not part of the career path. You know, the career path was pretty much study well, get into college. Family thought I'd be a lawyer. At some point, I made the shift in my thinking to focus my life onto martial arts. It gave me a sense of purpose to protect and promote this particular style, to preserve it, and then little by little, it took over my life, basically. And the funny thing is, through this martial art, I met Neta. Ooh. Oh, the bishvili. Funny. Danny? Oh, ito the robot. Wow. Kala ka